This is Tori Ann Perky, and from my homeschool to your homeschool, I want to talk about the number one thing I recommend to do if your homeschool isn't working. Now, when you started homeschooling, of course, you had these grand visions of perfect days and blissful children sitting on the couch snuggling or doing fun science experiments. And sometimes the reality is that when the rubber hits the road, it doesn't look like that at all. And that can be really discouraging, really frustrating. There's tears, the kids aren't cooperating, you think you're failing. Super normal. It happens almost to everyone. So what can you do about that? What can you do so that you feel just a little bit better about your homeschool so that you can keep going? Well, the number one thing I recommend you do is step back and take a break. Take a deep breath. Stop what you're doing and reassess. So what does that look like? That means that no matter where you are, how far you've gotten, what time of year it is, stop, because whatever you're doing isn't working. So you need to take time where you're not pushing to figure out how to do it differently. The reason I know this is because I went through this. I'd been homeschooling for a couple years. My oldest was little and we kind of played, and then I decided we were going to do real school, and we did real school, and it fell apart so fast because of the way I was doing it with her. And so I did the very thing I'm describing. We stopped. It was only I think the beginning of October. We'd done 4 weeks or so. We stopped doing school. And I just focused on figuring out how I wanted to homeschool. And it's the best time I took. Whatever subjects we would have covered in that amount of time was more than made up for in the fact that I actually figured out how to homeschool in a way that was going to work. And it turned out that our homeschool needed to look radically different than what I had originally planned. Who knew? And I needed to go learn about homeschool styles and I learn a little bit about her personality and learning styles. I needed to learn those things so that I could create a homeschool that was going to work for her, because she was so different, which is why I didn't put her in public school in the first place. But somehow in my mind, I got all confused. I was like, we got to do public school and it's got to look like this. And I didn't know what I was doing. And so it was only when I got some education and I learned some things, I was able to figure it out. So that's what I recommend. I step back and take some time to figure it out. Now, if you are in this position, I actually have something I would love to offer you to help you. It's a free webinar. It's called Confident Homeschool Secrets, and it's specifically designed to help moms like you who are struggling with your homeschool to figure out what needs to be in place so that you can feel confident and successful. And we go through 7 key areas that you can work on and structure differently so you can create a good foundation. It's totally free. You just have to click on the link up above or down below, wherever you're watching this video. Go watch that webinar. It's available right now. You can start right away, and it's going to walk you through those pieces step by step. I'm so excited to offer it to you because I know where you're coming from. I was there. I want you to have an opportunity to feel successful, and this is one of the best ways I know how to do that. My name's Tori Ann Perky, and I make these videos every week so that you can be a successful and confident homeschool mom.